Oh yeah. Wait a minute, girl, can you slow down? Wait a minute, girl, what's the rush now? I wanna introduce myself to you. My name is one-on-one guy to prefer now. I like the way you put your fists together. I like the way you do your hair in the morning. I see why all the boys want you, girl. YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be talking about the biggest concern I have for the Washington Commanders headed into the 2023 season. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL. In this case, Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So, the Washington Commanders, they have a really solid roster in my opinion. However, are we perfect? No, we are not. We are far from perfect. Clearly, as you've seen, we have been mediocre 7-9, 8-1 with Ron Rivera since taking over. The Washington Commanders have done a really good job, nevertheless, to upgrade in this roster. I mean, we got from Robert Davis and Dontrell Inman, just so many mediocre guys that at one point I thought were going to be good. Steve Sims and countless other weapons that weren't good. To now, Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson, and De'Ami Brown. We've now upgraded the backfield in Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson and potentially Chris Rodriguez. Then you go to the offensive line, and the quarterback position has been the only position on the offensive side of the ball that has remained pretty uncertain. Now the offensive line, as of late, was pretty good under the previous offensive line coach, but since the departure of guys like Eric Flowers and Brandon Sheriff and other guys, the offensive line was pretty bad last year, to say the least, and that's really my biggest concern headed into this season, because as good as we think Sam Howell could potentially be for us, and as good as our wide receiving core is, and as good as our running back room is, it's not going to work if this offensive line unit is not any good. Now, outside of Charles Leno and Sam Cosmi, everybody's pretty much new. I mean, and Sadiq Charles, everybody's pretty much new. And Sadiq Charles has been here a while, but he really hasn't played that much. So you can kind of classify him as a new guy, too, to be honest with you. And although we have had a lot of turnover at that position group, I'm concerned about it because I don't know how it's going to be, but I do have faith that we can put the best combination out there. Now, I would love for us to find a new left tackle after this year. I know Charles Leno is going to play this season, and he's going to be serviceable. Again, he's not that bad, but he's not good, and I really want a franchise left tackle. So I hope at some point next year, maybe in the free agent realm or the draft, we can find a way to get us a left tackle. If Braden Daniels, man, we never know. Braden Daniels could have potentially be that guy for us. Braden Daniels from Utah, he can play guard and tackle. So maybe they think he can come in and be the left tackle and replace Charles Leno. But you never know. Again, Sadiq Charles, they talked a lot of good stuff about Sadiq Charles so far in OTAs. They are going to give him the first crack at the guard position, left guard. And he has been a guy that I was super excited about when we drafted him. But again, he has been disappointing for me because he hasn't been able to stay healthy and he rarely sees the field. So now that he is, back healthy and they're giving him the first crack, I am excited about what Sadiq Charles can do. Again, he's an athletic guy. He's not the biggest guy. He has the short arms. But the thing is, he is a guy that stands pat. Like when he goes out there, he's a guy that can move out in space. So, on the outside runs, you can pull. On the screens, you can get out in space, and I love to see that, Then you go at the center position. Again, Ricky Stromberg, they hope that he can come in right away and be that guy for us from Arkansas, replace Chase Roulier. But again, you got some veteran guys. You got Tyler Larson back. You got Nick Gates, who you said who can come play center. So if he's not ready, I have a little bit of comfortability with Tyler Larson. Now, I don't know how to feel about Nick Gates because you go from a guy in Chase Roulier who was injury prone to then getting a guy like Nick Gates who literally leg had just snapped and just broke into a million pieces on our field a couple years ago. So I feel comfortable if Tyler Larson has to come in and start for a couple games until Ricky Stromberg gets it together, if that's the case. But the best case scenario and what we are hoping is that Stromberg can come in and play right away. That's what I think the team is also hoping. And then you go to the right side of the offensive line. You have now Chris Paul, or you have Andrew Wiley that that can come in and play a little bit of right tackle. And then the guard position, Sam Cosmi is the right guard. I think that's no competition. Again, I really don't. But I think if Chris Paul finds his way on this roster, I think it's between the left or right guard positions. Either way, he's going to be a backup. But I believe they love Sam Cosmi as a right guard, man. So he can come in and he's going to have that start. That's the only position on my line right now that I'm like, all right, I'm fine with. I don't got no worries. But left tackle, left guard, center, and the right tackle, I'm a little concerned about. Like, again, I'm hoping Andrew Wiley, since he has the connection with EB from Kansas City, that the offensive language and everything is fine. He can just make a smooth transition, but you never know. You never know. But he's a multi-Super Bowl champion, so I'm hoping that he can come in. But if I'll be honest with you guys, the only concern that I really have for this team right now is the offensive line. Like defense, I don't have no concerns with the secondary anymore. We upgraded that with Emmanuel Forbes. We got Benjamin Juice. We got Kendall Fuller still back there. Cameron Curl, Derek Forrest, Percy Butler, Quan Martin. Like the secondary has been upgraded pretty well. Fine with them. Linebacker, yes, a little bit is still a concern, but I'm hearing good things from Cody Barton, and I like Jamin Davis, So I'm not concerned about the linebackers. And then we went out and we addressed the edge rusher position by getting KJ Henry. We got Casey Tuhill back. We got James Smith-Williams still, and you got Andre Johnson who's a linebacker too. So and / edge rusher. So again, I look at this team, and then you look at the interior D-line, and you got Deron Payne, John Allen, John Ridgway, Phil Mathis, who's a guy that a lot of people I think forgot about because he got hurt last year. Again, if we're looking at this team, the only big concern is the offensive line. Now, it's a humongous concern because, as we seen last year, Carson Wentz was not terrible in the first couple weeks. He was pretty solid, 7 over 3 for the first, I think, 2 games. But then once that offensive line unit went down, starting with Chase Roulier in week 2, then in week 3, when the injuries continued, the line was never the same. After that Eagles game, the line was never the same. And Carson Wentz ended up being trash, to say the least. So I'm hoping that this offensive line can be good and we can get it right because we need these guys. We need this unit to be good if we want to have a successful. I don't care how good Sam Howell looks in practice. I don't care how good Sam Howell looks in the preseason. If this offensive line is not healthy, is not right, we're not going to be successful. Simple as that. So that's my biggest concern. What says you out there? What is your concerns for the Washington Commanders heading into 2023 season? Do you agree with me or do you not? Leave it down below in the comment section. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. We want to roll to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. See you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.
We the kings of the East, I hope you're hearing what I'm saying. The DMV behind you, commanders. Now it's time to step in the field and take command. 1932, we was established. We been running the NFC East every year after like. We got the best fans in the league. You cut through our skin, it's burning gold where we bleed. Cause hail to the commanders, we the best in the league. We fight for DC and the whole DMV. We got a new name but still got the same rings though. We got a new name but still on the same mission though. And that's the way it's about when we fall back to the city.